Welcome to Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. I am your host. My name is Joe, and welcome to the first episode of the 2018 season where I can say we won. The Buffalo Bills beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-6. I wanted to get on here the day after. I know everyone was excited yesterday, but let's be honest. That was far from a perfect game. Very excited, very happy we got that first win, 27-6. Great way to do it. But again, let's be honest, that was far from a perfect game. As Sean McDermott said, there's still a lot of learning to do for this team, but it's definitely a great stepping stone. So let's take it for what it is. Let's celebrate the win, guys. We're very happy. No one had us winning this game. So, we're very happy about this win. But again, it's just one game. We're 1-2. We're a team that made the playoffs last year. We're looking to go back to the playoffs, guys. Let's not settle for winning a game. Remember, no one gave us a shot to win this game. 16.5-point underdogs. Nobody gave us a shot. What a win yesterday, Fox 87. Absolutely. That's what we're here to talk about. Beating the Minnesota Vikings 27-6. But I do want to start off with the negatives. I like to end the shows on the positives. So let's start with the negatives. There were plenty of negatives from yesterday's game. A couple takeaways. First, I got to talk a little bit about Kelvin Benjamin. A lot of drops yesterday. I think there were 2 in the first quarter. Really could have put this game away early after that first turnover, which we did put this game kind of away early. But that first turnover that we got from Minnesota went from the Cousins fumble. Third down. Nice slant pattern, Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin gets hit right in the chest with the ball. Why does he let it come to the chest? I don't know, but poof, pops out. So, and even on the first drive when we got benefits of a couple calls. We got the we are not on Instagram. No, that's something we need to look into doing, but we are not on Instagram currently at this time. But on the first drive, he was given a jump ball, and I even said at the time, I think that was the second one in the past 2 weeks where it was a jump ball, and he couldn't come down with it. And that's something that he needs to be able to do for a young rookie quarterback coming in, especially making his first road start. Again, we got the benefit of a couple of penalties. We had the helmet-to-helmet call and the face mask call. But that's something Kelvin Benjamin really needs to do a better job of. At this point, this being his contract season, you don't have a reason to re-sign him. And, Kelvin Benjamin, we're not going to release him. We're not going to drop him or anything like that. He is going to be on the Buffalo Bills for the remainder of the year. But in order to get that Sammy Watkins type money, you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to prove it on the field. And the only way to do that is to stop with those drops, man. You guys got to stop with those drops. That was one big thing that I looked at yesterday and was not pleased with at all. Another thing that I was watching yesterday in this game, and I was not happy with it all, is clock management towards the end of the half. With about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, we get a first down at the our own 46-yard line. So we're basically at midfield with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. We're already up 27-0. I understand that. And I understand not wanting to give Minnesota the ball to get a chance to get momentum, but they still got the ball. They still end up getting the ball with about 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left. And sure, they didn't get points out of it, but who's to say they wouldn't have been able to? I think we need to do a much better job with putting games away. You look at the second half, we didn't score at all. In fact, we were, I think, 4 for 15 or something of that nature on third downs. Now, yes, a lot of you will say, well, remember, we were just running the ball to keep the clock moving in the second half. And a lot of those missed third downs came in the second half. But a good way to keep the clock moving is to consistently get first downs. The Vikings had chances. Let's not kid ourselves. The defense was outstanding in this game. The Buffalo Bills defense was outstanding. But if they didn't keep playing out like the way they did, the Vikings could capitalize on a couple chances, and it could have been a completely different game. Diggs had a touchdown that was dropped. A long pass from Cousins. Just a couple plays like that you just never know can turn a game around completely. So that's something else that I want to see us do better at is the clock management. I feel like we didn't do as good with that. I think we did a good job running the ball. I think Josh Allen needs to learn how to slide. Obviously, you see the thumbnail. Everyone loves him jumping over Barr. That was a great thing to see. That was awesome. Great athleticism, and we like to see that. But even in his other runs, he dove forward instead of sliding. That might come back to hurt him. And let's be honest, one thing that I hate about the Bills right now, and I think a lot of you can agree with me on, we don't have a solid backup. Yet we're not at the luxury here where we can have Josh Allen getting hurt and put in a solid backup. Who's our backup still? Nathan Peterman. We still have 2 quarterbacks on this team, Nathan Peterman and unless we put in Thomas, Logan Thomas as our quarterback. But I just really wish we would do something, get a veteran tight end. Actually, Fox 87, there's still a lot to rant about in this game, honestly. Again, we have to be happy we got the win, and that makes us happy. But, man, Kevin Benjamin dropped that touchdown. I was not happy because you need turnovers into touchdowns. I mean, when we made it 10-0, I was actually a little scared that we didn't score a touchdown on that drive. Then, luckily, Cousins got fumbled again, and we were able to make it 17-0, and we just were able to keep pouncing on him like that. But another negative was Ray McLeod. Yesterday was Ray McLeod's first game in the NFL. First play from scrimmage for the Bills. It was a 6-yard catch by Ray McLeod. After that, you heard nothing from him. The only thing you heard about Ray McLeod after that was when he would let the punt go by him, and it went from bounced from a 30 to the 10. I get it that there's a Minnesota Viking defender right there, but you need to be able to get that ball, secure possession. Just get down. That doesn't matter. Just get down. That's fine. But you cost us 20 yards of field position. Now, I know Coach McDermott was talking about that over with Ray McLeod, and something you just really need to work on. And he's a rookie, so he'll get better at it. Robert Foster, another rookie. I can't tell you how mad I was. And if you were here for the live stream, you know how mad I was when Allen threw the deep ball late in the second quarter to Robert Foster, and he just dropped it. Went right through his hands. It was a beautiful ball. Robert Foster had a step on his defender, and he just dropped it. I think Rhodes was defending him, who was one of the better corners in the league. And that's another thing, guys. Allen's numbers were not that impressive. I mean, overall, we won the game, and, he played a lot of clock management, time management in the second half, so he didn't throw the ball all that much. I actually think he only threw the ball about 4 or 5 times in the fourth quarter, or maybe even the whole second half. He didn't throw the ball much at all in the second half. So that's something else that I would want to see improvement on. I know that we want to win the game. I know we're up 27-0. I know that, basically we just don't want to give the Vikings a lot of possessions, but you need to be able to trust on your quarterback to be able to convert some of those first downs and not always be running the ball. That's pretty much it as far as negatives go. It's pretty nice to talk like this. We don't have too many negatives from this game. Especially on the defensive side of the ball. It was more on the offense. I did want to see the shutout. I was a little disappointed we started playing prevent. I understand the point of prevent defense, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I was very disappointed to see us playing prevent at that time. I thought, one huge statement would have been getting the shutout. I said in the live stream yesterday, I said, it's always nice to get that shutout. It's just always nice. It doesn't matter who it's against. You're an NFL team, so it's always nice to get that shutout, especially on the road. That was amazing. We went into Minnesota, and to win that the way we did was just awesome. So going now to the positives, and there are a lot of positives from this game, guys. A lot of people said that the Bills had nothing left. The Bills were one of the worst teams in the league. And, when I started thinking about my rants, Fox 87, I started thinking about those people. I started thinking about those people who said we don't have a chance in this game. I started thinking about Vegas, who had the line at 17 points. I started thinking about all the experts who said, it's 16.5, and you know what, Minnesota's still going to cover the spread. All of them said Minnesota was going to win this game. I tried to take I had Minnesota win this game too. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, if you watch my live streams, I keep saying it's week after week, guys. This is the NFL. Each week is different. Each week matters. I said in the live stream, this for the game, this could be a trap game for Minnesota, and maybe it was. You talk about Green Bay last week. You talk about the Rams coming up on Thursday night. This was definitely a trap game for them. And for people to overlook that, and I'm thinking about that because, the Bills had 2 bad performances. Well, let's remember that first bad performance was with Nathan Peterman. Nobody likes Nathan Peterman anymore. I mean, unfortunately for him, like some people say on my stream, he's a nice guy, and that's wonderful, and he probably is, but he is not a good NFL quarterback. And then you look at the second game, Josh Allen's first start. And I even said during that game stream, I said, look at the second half of that game. When Sean McDermott took over on defense, we did not allow a single point on defense, and we were scoring. We allowed 3, right? We beat them 14-3 in the second half. We marched down the field on the first possession of that third quarter and scored a touchdown then. Man, we looked actually pretty good in that second half of that game. Look at this game. All of a sudden, everything's a little bit different, isn't it? We have 14 rushing yards. The whole game, 14 rushing yards. Does Dalvin Cook being out play a part of that? Of course it does. But this is the defense we were talking about during the offseason that can get us places. This is the defense that we knew could get pressure on the quarterback now. This is the defense that we knew could stop the run. Starla Tulane, the reason he's here is to stuff that inside run defense. And guess what? That's exactly what he's doing. We'll get into the Packers a little bit next week, and then obviously I'll do a show on Thursday as well to talk about the Packers, do a little pregame. That's going to be a tough game. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers isn't exactly feeling himself either. So maybe we can take advantage of that. They're not playing that well. Obviously, Vikings fans who are just cheering against us will be cheering for us next week. So that's kind of cool to see. I hope someone will join me on the game live stream that we'll do next Sunday as well. But anyway, but yeah, a lot of people were, everyone was doubting us. I looked at my survivor pool today and I was just like, out. I'm happy I never pick against my Bills. Never pick against my Bills, because you just never know when they're going to pull one off. And that's what they did here. They pulled one off. Now we have to question. We have to question, was this a fluke? Was this something we should expect week after week, or was this the new Bills team we can expect week after week? Because if this team shows up Sunday against the Packers, this team's going to beat them. Hands down. I have no doubts about that. But what happens if the team that showed up against the Ravens shows up? What happens if the team that shows up against the Chargers shows up? What happens then? Another big key, I think it was big, that we actually started with the ball this time. I joked that we were 2-0 on coin tosses and we deferred both times in week 1 and week 2. I think us losing this coin toss and starting with the ball and being able to score was huge. Like right off the bat, it gave us some momentum, and we never relented. Jerry Hughes was monstrous in this game. Mike Milano had a sack, forced fumble, and an interception. I mean, and he was, I think he was up there in tackles as well. Tremaine Edmonds played a great game. I think he was up there in tackles as well. Let's talk about Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White completely held down Stephon Diggs. You did not hear a thing about Stephon Diggs. Again, yeah, he did have that one drop touchdown in the end zone that you could say was a drop. I'm not sure if he had both of his hands out or not. But other than that, my man shut him down. You talk about Minnesota. They scored 29 points against the Packers. 6 garbage time points. The experts want to talk about garbage time with Josh Allen's touchdown coming in garbage time against the Chargers. Well, garbage time is when they got their 6. So let's talk about that a little bit. Did Josh Allen score garbage time touchdowns this time? No. He was money. He was absolute money. 2 rushing touchdowns, a touchdown pass. And let's talk about that too. Let's talk about Brian Dable. What a great scheme in this game. What a great playbook for this game. I mean, there was not a single thing that he wasn't ready for. He had the offensive line ready. The offensive line played much better in this game. Was that because Bodine was in at center instead of Groy? I actually thought they moved Groy over, but no, Groy wasn't even in the game. Dukas was still in most of the game. Now, we did get Bodine did get hurt a little bit, but he came back in, so that was good to see. But they played decent. Chris Ivory played well. He only had 50 rushing yards, but those were tough yards. And then he had that about 60 or 70 receiving yards as well. Lots of it was on that one big pass play. But he got open. He held onto the ball, which is very important, obviously. And now we wait for LaShawn McCoy to get back. A lot of people were saying maybe LaShawn McCoy being out this game was a good thing. A blessing in disguise is what some people were saying, because you don't have that star running back to lean on, which we might have if he was healthy. But now that we know what Josh Allen can do, and we will be getting McCoy back, this might be dangerous, guys. This might be dangerous. That Jason Kroom touchdown, where Minnesota had no one back in the secondary, they were playing man press and just got beat. You're not going to be seeing that from teams anymore because of that play. They're going to have to put a safety back there to watch out for that kind of stuff. Because if they don't, Dable's going to take advantage of it. Dable saw that. Like, if Dable's not blind, maybe that's why he's up in that booth, so we can see things like that, It was second down. It was a beautiful swing pattern to Murphy. They faked it. everyone bit on that because Allen was throwing a lot of short passes at that time, and Kroom just ran up the seam wide open for that 26-yard touchdown. It was beautiful, put us up 17-0, gave us a little more swag and confidence. But it was just really great to see. So great performance all around by the Buffalo Bills. 27-6. No one could have seen this coming. You know, a lot of Bills fans, even if you were thinking that they were going to win this game, you were probably thinking it was going to be a close game, right? But we win. The Patriots lost. That's another great thing. So we're actually right now tied for second place in our division. Now, this does not take the sting out of your mouth if you're looking at the standings as far as losing week 1 and week 2. I would have taken us beating the Ravens or the Chargers over Minnesota just because of playoff implications. It was an excellent game. Thank you for joining me, angry Buffalo sports fan. Hopefully you're not angry too much longer, man. Hopefully you weren't angry yesterday because it was a great game all around. You know, even going into the second half, though, you had to think, at least I thought, man, Minnesota's going to try to make a comeback. We have to just hold off. But at no point did our defense let up. Our Leslie Frazier ran defense. Let me say that one more time. Leslie Frazier ran defense. People giving Leslie Frazier crap. People talking about how Sean McDermott might get fired. How he's on the hot seat. Seriously? Seriously, man, last 9-7 season last year when we were supposed to go 3-13. And now what y'all saying? All I'm saying is off the hot seat because we won one game? No, he was never on the hot seat. This is what good coaching does. Takes a young team, because the Bills are a young team. They're unexperienced, and this is all just about the growth process. It's all about the growth process. Take a young team, unexperienced, go on the road, play one of the best teams in the NFC going into the season, and get away with the win. And it's not even just a lucky win or a fluke win. We dominated the whole game from beginning to end. I don't know. I don't know how people were saying Sean McDermott was going to be fired. I don't understand that at all. I just think that's ludicrous and crazy. I said that when I first heard it. I'm saying that now. Sean McDermott is a good head coach. In fact, give him a couple of years, might be saying he's even better than a good head coach. So I really enjoy watching Sean McDermott on the sideline. I think he does a great job. I like him as a head coach. I hope he's here for a long time because obviously if he's here for a long time, not only does that mean he's doing well, that means the team's doing well. And that's what this is all about, man. All about getting back to those playoffs, maybe make a couple appearances in a row, getting a Super Bowl championship. That's what it's all about. You know, and then let's talk about Josh Allen a little bit. Is anyone upset we took him now? I'm looking at myself when I say this, man. I had Josh Allen ranked as the 6th best quarterback coming out of the draft. We have seen all of the all the first-round quarterbacks have played at some point in this season. Now, Josh Rosen got in a pretty bad situation this past Sunday, but Baker Mayfield played Thursday. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think that Josh Allen looked a lot better than Baker Mayfield. I really do. And you know, Baker, you know, he had his game. And, you know, it was against the Jets compared to the Vikings. The Jets have a good defense, too, but it's not a top 3 defense, as people were saying Minnesota's was. You know, I think he's been playing better than, you know, look at Sam Darnold. Everyone was so high on Sam Darnold after week 1. You know, other than the pick 6, they say he played a pretty good game. Well, look at weeks 2 and week 3. Not exactly good games week 2 and week 3. You know, they just lost to the Browns. They just lost to the Browns on Thursday night. So, and then we have Josh Allen. Again, Josh Rosen put in a tough spot, 2-minute drill, already down. I don't think that's fair to say, you know, what's to come of him. And we have Lamar Jackson, who has not looked good. Even when he came in against the Bills, he did not look good. So I think we came out all right so far as the QB. I know it's only week 3, and there's plenty of time to go, but I think we did all right for ourselves in that situation. And you know, even some of the experts who said they didn't like him at the beginning are saying, oh, look how much better he's looking than he did in Wyoming just because, you know, he's playing for an NFL team. Well, maybe the Bills saw this the whole time. Maybe that's why we have a scout team. Maybe Bean and McDermott saw this the whole time. Maybe the experts were wrong, you know, just like they were about the game picks. So maybe, you know, we're loving some Josh Allen right now, I'll tell you that. Speaking of Josh Allen, let's go through some stats real quick from this game. Josh Allen was 15 for 22, 196 yards and a touchdown. Chris Ivory was our leading rusher at 20 rush attempts for 56 yards. Again, just a tough 56 yards. It doesn't look good as far as average per rush, but those were a tough 56 yards against a really good Minnesota defense. So we do give him props for that, especially stepping in. He didn't know he was going to be the starter until about 2 hours before game time. And all of a sudden, he's the starter. Even I was saying at the time, I wish Marcus Murphy would have been named the starter. Marcus Murphy did have a better yards per carry average, but he only got the ball 8 times for 33 yards. So maybe it would have evened out at the end. Who knows how that Minnesota defense might have shut them down. And then we have Josh Allen having 10 rushes for 39 yards and those 2 touchdowns. Man, Josh Allen good. And how about that gutsy call on 4th and inches? You know, it would have been easy to kick the field goal there. It absolutely would have been easy to kick the field goal there because we were up 17-0 at the time. Go up 20-0. Like, that just is the smart play in your head, right? But no, you go for the touchdown. So that play call I liked. I don't know where that aggression stopped going into halftime, but I really liked that going for it on 4th and 1. Allen, a big body guy. All you need to do is jump over that pile, reach that ball over, and it's a touchdown every single time. So look forward to seeing more of that on 4th and shorts. You know, I saw them line up in the I formation. I was really hoping they weren't going to go backward to try to go forward. I normally hate that play on 4th and 1. Just run the QB or pass it. We go to our receiving stats. Again, and it was just mentioned in here, we need a better receiver. We need someone better than Kelvin Benjamin. I know Kelvin Benjamin is a tall receiver, and that might help, as someone said in the live stream yesterday, when it comes to red zone targets and things of that nature. And he might get better as the season comes along, but you know, Zay Jones looked all right yesterday. He only had the 1 catch for 17 yards, though. You know, Raymond McLeod's a fast guy. He's always a step ahead, but he never has the ball in his hands because he always is dropping them. And that's why I couldn't understand. I really couldn't understand why we dropped him, why we didn't drop him when we made a cut, why we didn't cut him. I just don't understand that, but he's on the team now, just like Josh Allen. He's a Bill, so you got to believe in him, just like you got to believe in Josh Allen. Andre Holmes had 3 catches for 29 yards. Kelvin Benjamin, 3 catches, 29 yards. Like I said, Chris Ivory was a leading receiver, 3 catches for 70 yards. Most on that 55-yard play where Minnesota seemed to just forget about him back there. Kroom had that 1 catch for 26 yards and a touchdown. Clay had 2 for 18. Zones 1 for 17. Or Zay Jones 1 for 17. Barry McLeod 1 for 6, and Marcus Murphy had 1 for 1. So those were some of the key stats. Look at KC receivers. Hey, there's receivers out there. There really are. You just gotta find them. You know, we got a decent receiving core though, but we do need a fast receiver who can catch the ball. I think that Robert Foster is a fast receiver, but he just can't catch the ball. So, yeah. We really should have kept, especially, well, Nickel Lear probably was more cut because we were only keeping 3 tight ends, not necessarily because of the roster size. I like our tight ends. Kroom, obviously, you know, with that big touchdown yesterday. Clay had a couple catches yesterday, so I think our tight ends are good. But I still haven't seen too much of Logan Thomas. I don't know if because he's our emergency quarterback and our quarterbacks are Peterman and Allen that we're not playing as much because we know that we might. I mean, as Bills fans, we might rather him come in than Peterman, right? I mean, geez, we need to get a veteran quarterback. I don't understand why the Bills have not looked into getting a veteran quarterback. I get that Josh Allen will start the rest of this year. I understand that completely. But someone needs to tell him what to do when he starts making those rookie mistakes. Because let's be honest, Nathan Peterman's still pretty much a rookie, and he looks a lot worse than Josh Allen does. So who's Josh Allen turning to when he comes to the sideline? I mean, who? You know, the quarterback coach? You need a player to step in those positions and be able to train the guy. Going back to some bad from this game. We're really having a hard time covering the slot receiver, and I wouldn't mention it too much if this was the only game it happened because a lot of this happened in garbage time. Thielen had 14 receptions for 105 yards. And again, a lot of this happened in garbage time, chunk yardage, 7 yards here, 8 yards here, stuff like that. His long was 19, so it's not like he burned us deep. But we had that problem against Baltimore. We had that problem against the Chargers, with Williams and with I can't think of Baltimore's guy off the top of my head. I just had it yesterday, but I forget now. But anyway, we've been having that problem all season long. So we need to get a good third cornerback. It's not going to be Vontae Davis sitting at home saying, oh, wait, this team might be something good. Well, now it might be. Yeah, I mean, Vontae can stay at home for all I care. I see that the Bills are going after a signing bonus. They better get it. They better get it. You cannot sign for a team, play a week and a half, and then think that you're going to keep their money. That's insane. I'm not paying someone to play a week and a half. When I originally paid them to play 16, probably, hopefully more than that, weeks of a season. But if he feels like he needed to retire, I completely disagree with the experts. There are experts out there saying, "Oh, I understand why I did it. I understand why I did it. I get it. I get, if you lose interest, if you do this, if you do that." No, this is your job. You have a job to do. You get paid damn well to do it. Do your job. I don't have that luxury. I think I'm probably older than him at this point in my life. I don't have that luxury at my job. Everyone watching this stream, you don't have the luxury at your job to just retire. And if you do retire, it's not like you can just retire and go home. Like, you got to find some other work. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So lucky for you. You're so lucky that you went somewhere that paid you well, real well, and then you just stiffed him like that. And don't talk to me about how he was looking out for his team because, if he wasn't in it, he would, like, stop. I don't think that at all. Because other people got hurt in that game, and who's to say that he wouldn't have been in that time and not have allowed them to get hurt? I mean, who's to say that? There's so many issues with Vontae Davis, but I'm happy he's off the team now. Foster will be good. I hope so. I really hope so. And he has time to improve. And you know what? Looking at the stretch of the season, everyone talked about these first 4 games and how hard they would be for the Bills because the secondary on these 4 teams was really good. So if we're going up against the better secondaries now, the better defenses now, he'll have plenty of time to show that he'll improve going into next season. If he doesn't improve, remember, he was a undrafted free agent, which means there's no reason to keep him going into next year. This isn't like Zay Jones, where Zay Jones had a bad year, but we had to keep him because his contract's for 4 years. So, Robert Foster has a lot to prove, and he has 1 season to do it. So I hope you're right. I hope Robert Foster comes back and does something better. He's got to change his number. Why does he got to change his number? He doesn't need to change his number. No. And another bad thing that I didn't talk about at the beginning is Josh Allen needs to know how to hold onto the ball when he's under pressure. You saw that play. Allen was back in the backfield. He went to his left. I saw the pocket collapsing around him. Held the ball in like an awkward position to turn around to the right. And as he was turned around to the right, the defender knocked the ball out of his hand. Luckily, we jumped on that one. We were able to recover. I believe Jason Kroom fell on that one as well. So he was just there at the right time. So we're appreciative of that because they would have had the ball inside the red zone to start that possession. That, again, would change the whole landscape of the game. But he needs to learn how to protect the ball a little bit better. He needs to learn how to slide. Everyone loved him hurdling over Barr, absolutely. But that's going to get him hurt. And again, his backup's Nathan Peterman. We do not want him to get hurt. So, you look at some of the receivers. Everyone's talking about the receivers. You do have some talent there. Obviously we hope Kelvin Benjamin gets better. Everyone's saying that, we should cut him. We're not going to cut Kelvin Benjamin. And he did have, I think, 2 or 3 nice catches, 3 for 29. So he did have a couple nice catches, but there were some drops that he needs to catch. But you look at Andre Holmes. Andre Holmes hasn't been a big part of this offense for a while. Well, let's try to make him a bigger part of this offense and see what we got there, because he had a couple good catches in that game yesterday. So let's try to see what him and Allen look like together as far as quarterback wide receiver duo. We need to get more out of our tight ends. Everyone coming into the season was excited to see our tight ends. Again, Kroom with that 1 catch for the touchdown. Clay had 2 for 18. But yeah, other than that, we do need to get some sort of speed guy. And if it's going to be Robert Foster, then he needs to show up. He needs to show up. He had a touchdown. And he dropped it. It was a beautiful pass by Allen. Allen needs to know to be able to trust his receivers. Sean McDermott said today in press conference that Josh Allen needs to trust Kelvin Benjamin, or Kelvin Benjamin is a guy that Josh Allen can trust. No, he's not. Not yet. Not yet. He needs to be able to prove that. So I do look forward to that. But anyhow, if you look at the AFC East, though, I mean, We're not in a bad spot. You got Miami at 3-0, right? I mean, they're looking pretty good. They're kind of like one of the surprise teams in the NFL so far. The Patriots are 1-2, so we're right there with the Patriots. We're right there, tied 1-2. At some point, the wheels have to fall off in New England. At some point, Father Time is going to catch up with Tom Brady. Is this the year? Everyone's saying no, and I'm not willing to say it is yet either. But when was the last time the Patriots lost 2 games in a row? Because that's what just happened. They just lost 2 games in a row. They lost to Jacksonville last week, and now they lost to Detroit in primetime this week. So, and then you got the Jets, who are also 1-2, just lost to the Browns. So the AFC East is heating up a little bit. We're very fortunate where we do not play an AFC East opponent until week 8. We can learn a little bit more until we get to those opponents. Play that huge Monday night game against New England. Going to be very telling as far as where we are in the season at that point, but I do look forward to that. But other than that, again, Buffalo Bills get their first win of the season. Check out the power rankings tomorrow. We will probably not be in 32nd place. It'll be interesting to see how far we jump up. Now that there are 4 winless teams going into tonight's Monday Night Football game, as the Steelers are still winless, but we'll see what happens tonight. But we are not one of them, as we go to 1-2, as the Bills beat the Vikings 27-6 in Minnesota. Now we go off to Green Bay, where it's always tough to play at Lambeau Field, but it's no tougher to play there than it was in Minnesota. So we'll see what we can do. I will be releasing a video about that game on Thursday during halftime of the Thursday Night Football game. That's how we're doing it, guys. We're going to either do a post game Monday or Tuesday after the game. I need time to watch it, without doing the live stream. So I'll watch the game, play it back, and take some notes that way. And then I'll come on here to do the live stream. And then Thursday at halftime of the Thursday Night Football game, we'll do the pregame for the game coming up the following week. And then Sunday, join me here live as we do live play-by-play, live reaction every Sunday for every single Bills game. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We will be trying to get on more of these social media sites as Fox 87 brought before. So we will keep you posted as far as that goes. But again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. We love interacting with people. That's why I like going live here. And like I said, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Join us Thursday as we get ready for the Green Bay Packers. But again, Buffalo Bills 1-2 with a big win against the Minnesota Vikings, winning 27-6. Bills are now 1-2 on the season, and it has a new feel to it, man. And women, if you're watching. But yeah, it has a whole new feel. So thanks for joining me on Believers Talk. We'll see you next time. But till then, go Bills.